Hey, I'm Game Changer Coach Rob Riccobono, and today we're going to talk about your protein needs. Specifically, how much protein do you need to eat in a day? When we talk about protein, we usually have two camps on both extremes that aren't going to give you the best information. So we have the one side that really isn't paying attention to the protein intake at all and is not getting nearly the benefits that they could be from it. And you have the other side, and these culprits are usually within the fitness industry, telling you that protein is going to solve all your problems. You really need to inundate yourself with as much protein as you can. Have 200, 300, 400 grams per day, and you'll be set. You'll be good to go. You'll have the perfect body. Now, obviously, both of those camps are wrong, and as usual with these issues, the answer probably lies somewhere in the middle. So when we look at the research and we try to see the best benefit that you can get from protein and what the best recommendation is, if we break that down into people's actual body weights, somebody who weighs 150 pounds, they will get the most direct benefit from protein to their physique and health if they're having about 109 grams of protein per day. Somebody who weighs 200 pounds, that will give them 145 grams of protein per day. And obviously, if you're a little within or outside those ranges, you can do the math to kind of figure out where you should be. Now, that's the direct benefit that you're going to get from protein. Those are the numbers that you'll have to hit if you're just trying to get the direct benefit. But of course, we have kind of these indirect benefits that will help us with our physique and our health. So protein is very satiating. Compared to the other macronutrients, carbs, and fat, it will keep you a lot fuller than those will. So if you have a little more protein in your diet, even if it's putting you above those numbers, it will help keep you fuller. And if you're trying to lose body fat, then we know that the fuller you can be, the easier it's going to be, the more success you're going to have. The second thing that we'd like to think about is the thermic effect of eating that comes from protein. And that's the calories that are burned off just from digesting the food. So if you take 100 calories of protein, when you're eating it, just from digesting it, you're probably going to burn off about 25% of that. And then if we take carbs or fat, the 100 calories from those, you're probably going to burn off only, say, 5 to 10%. So because of that factor, a calorie really is not a calorie. And for fat loss benefits, protein is going to be a lot more helpful. The third thing that we'd like to look at is preserving muscle mass. So if you're trying to lose body weight, how are you going to decide how much is going to come from body fat and from lean body mass, your muscle tissue? Now, if you're trying to preserve your muscle mass, and that's our tone, that's what we want to see when we look in the mirror, right? So we want to retain as much of that as possible if we're trying to lose body weight. The best thing you can do, obviously, is to strength train, to lift weights. That's your number one defense. And then when it comes to your food intake, your next best defense is to have a decent amount of protein in your diet. If you have more protein, there's a better chance that you're going to lose more body fat rather than muscle mass when you're dieting. So because of those benefits, if we increase these numbers, we'll get an even greater benefit from our protein. So what a recommendation that I first learned from nutrition coach Alan Aragon was to have 1 gram of protein per your goal body weight in pounds. So if your goal body weight, say this person 200 pounds, we're saying they'll probably get the most benefit from 145 grams of protein per day. Well, if that person is trying to lose weight and trying to get to, say, 175 pounds, then because of these benefits, this person will probably do well increasing that recommendation to 175 grams per day. This person who's 150 pounds, let's say he or she is trying to lose weight, get down to 130 pounds. If we bump that recommendation up to 130 grams per day, I think they'd see a lot more benefits. So no, I would not go to the food label recommendations and say that we only need 50 to 60 grams of protein per day. That's just your needs for life, to live, and to live a normal life. If you're trying to increase your health and increase your aesthetics, then yeah, we're going to have to bump up those recommendations. This will be your standard. And then that 1 gram per goal body weight will definitely help you out a little more. And how do you know how much protein you're intaking per day? Well, one thing you can do very simply is to just track how many portions of protein you're eating per day. So protein, obviously, our best sources are going to be any kind of lean meat, any kind of fat-free dairy, eggs or egg whites, and protein powder. So if you track the palm-sized portions that you're eating per day, so the palm of your hand, you can estimate that to be, let's say, 25 grams of protein. You count those up in a day, that's how many you're at. What you could also do for a more accurate measurement is you can track your food in a calorie counting app, something like MyFitnessPal. You do that for a few days, you see what your average intake is like, and that's what your average intake is. And then you can use different strategies, eating more of those high protein sources to eventually get you up to that goal. You don't need to get there right away. The point is you want to get as close to these goals goals as possible. Do it in a sustainable way. So do it little by little, step by step. So yeah, this one I would say would be definitely the ideal to hit. And if you're trying to lose body fat and make things easier, then I would bump it up to this goal right here. And that's pretty much it. Protein does have a lot of benefits. You don't need to, double your body weight in grams per day, but you also don't want to have that bare minimum because you're just not going to get the health and physique benefits that you're hoping to get from it if that's what you're going for. I'm Game Changer Coach Rob Riccobono, and we'll talk to you next time.